Tell me a bit about your philosophy, because it's on your website, and it's a great philosophy. But maybe our viewers would be more in tune if we heard it right from you.
From me? Yeah, in essence, I mean, music is constantly adapting. I think we can all agree that it's changed a lot in the last 100 years or even 50 years. But the way it's been taught has pretty much been the same since, 200 some years ago, back in the Baroque era. So what I did, I went through traditional teaching to a certain degree, and it drove me nuts. I mean, when I want to learn a modern piece or a piece that's, let's say, a grade 8 conservatory piece, I got frustrated when my teacher would hold me back at grade 1 or grade 2. Or even better yet, you're not going to find good sheet music for Adele or Pink Floyd. It just does not exist. Yet you'll see, on the most part, teaching structures teach to sheet. Learn sheet, learn sheet, learn sheet. And then you finally get to that destination, you realize there's no such thing as good sheet for the music I want to play. And so with me, what I did years ago, I'm self-taught on the most part. Some people influenced me in certain areas of my journey, as we all are. But I decided to build a way of learning, or just duplicate how I taught myself, and say, okay, let's take modern music, let's make that the standard, and let's now teach everything you need to know in music. How to read sheet, yes, all the crazy theory, majors, minors, diminished, and all the scales and your perfect thirds and stuff, perfect fifths, sorry, major thirds and minor, and so on and so forth. But applied in a way in which isn't in a theory book that'll make you want to kill yourself. And is not forcing you to go through a learning process that really isn't naturally exciting. And so you see some of my younger students, for example, they choose their songs, and because of that, within 30 days of them starting their first lesson, they're playing their favorite songs. And from there, they take that to motivate themselves to go further while they learn everything they need to go. So it's worked out really, really well.
And how do these students come to you now? Are they students right from no music experience at all, and just from...
Yeah. I get a broad range from no experience whatsoever, never touched an instrument, never done anything, and we go from scratch and we lift them up. I get professionals that have come that would like to take to the next level. Some individuals, one fellow just played on Leno a couple months ago, because he just wanted to, he was cutting a CD, wanted to spruce up his voice. So he just came in for a quick top up saying, how can I work better in the studio? So my studio in Collingwood, and also in Barrie, has recording capabilities. So we can walk through studio stuff and get you prepared for that, and everything in between. I even get some individuals that say, Damian, I've been playing piano for 8 years, or I'm grade 8, but I still don't know how to play. How can I just sit down and passionately pour myself over my instrument? And I said, sure, no problem. And we get together and say, if you just run through these 5 or 6 steps or what have you, they'll get to the direction that they like to get. So they're all across the board, from very beginning to very advanced.
Right. So you can take someone who has sight reading and teach them how to learn by ear.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, in essence, it's a big story, but when we think about how we learn the English language, we didn't really just figure out, weren't given a table of verbs and conjugations. In fact, the most boring way to learn any other language is to say, let's get the dictionary and let's walk it through. It's very difficult. You're constantly doing math in your head. Je suis, you're thinking of the entire dictionary to try to pull it together. Whereas if you learn it intuitively, like how you learn a language, it becomes innate.
Right.
So you have sheet readers that have, in essence, learned the language of music by sheet, by reading the dictionary through.
Why don't we pick that up after
the break?
Sure,
we can do that.
That's interesting. And je suis, that's really...
Yeah. It's true.
We'll go to break, and stay tuned, because we're going to hear Damian sing, and we'll see some more of his studios, both in Barrie and Collingwood.